Hey besties, welcome back again to my channel. Today I'll be teaching how to make this unicorn cake using white chocolate ganache. In my next video, I'll be showing you the easy method I used in making the unicorn ears, the horns, and the eyelashes. This is the cake I'll be using. We have 4 flavors, which is cookies and cream, vanilla, red velvet, and chocolate. I layered it with whipped cream frosting, and I'm crumb coating with my deluxe ganache. If you haven't seen the video, it's on my YouTube channel. Just check about 2 or 3 videos, previous videos before this one, and you will find it. Watch it and enjoy. After applying the ganache, I would use my scraper. It's advisable to use stainless scrapers, but then try to avoid heavy stainless scrapers because it's just going to drag your work. The kind of scraper that I find convenient to work with ganache, I'll show you. You'll see shortly when I'm covering it with white chocolate ganache. So I just grabbed this one, since I couldn't reach it at that time, and I didn't want my ganache to set on me. So all I'm doing now is to scrape it. Remember, this is a crumb coat. We don't need to make it as smooth as possible, but this is just the foundation work. And this ganache is also very stable. Please check it out if you haven't seen it. You can thank me later, guys. When you're working with ganache, you have to work fast. It is different from normal buttercream. It's different from whipped cream. If you already work with whipped cream, then covering ganache should be sort of easy, because you know that when you're working with whipped cream, you need to cover your whipped cream fast. I intentionally wanted you to hear the sound of the deluxe ganache for you to know how stable it is. Now I'm just going to add a little layer of the white chocolate ganache. Okay, this is just to kind of tint the ganache from brown to sort of white or off-white before I add my final layer of my white chocolate ganache on it. And I'm using my favorite scraper. Trust me, I've tried different types of scrapers, from the plastic to the acrylic, the stainless scrapers, but the heavy ones, and I find this one very convenient for me because it's kind of light. I don't know, tomorrow I might just change my mind to something else. I'm still exploring ganache. Like I always say, the possibilities are endless. You just have to try your best to think outside the box and just explore. Experiment with ganache. And so far it's been interesting. Yeah, so all I'm doing now is just to scrape it. This ganache is so easy to work with. I'm still thinking. I'm not sure if I want to share this free of charge, but I could. Who knows? The Lord can just touch my heart, and I'll just share this recipe free of charge. Okay. Now, after crumb coating, I didn't pop it into the fridge. It just kind of set slightly because my cakes were cold before I covered it, and remember that there's ganache underneath it, so it just made everything quite easy. So I'm just going to pick a little, or just take some on my spatula, put it on the cake, and I'll start covering it. You can as well, just put a large amount, okay, of the ganache on it, and just, cover your cake at once. But I don't know, just whichever one works for you. I don't have any specific way of covering my cakes in ganache, but the consistency that I use in covering my cake is what I've always focused on right from when I started covering cakes in ganache. And with ganache, you just have to keep practicing. If you're a first timer, you might not be able to use very little amount of ganache to cover your cake perfectly. But if you've been working with ganache, you should have some experience. You should know how to cover your cakes lightly, just with any frosting of your choice. Even with buttercream, with whipped cream, there are people who use very small amount of whipped cream to cover their cakes perfectly, while some will not be able to use small amounts. As for me, I was able to cover this cake with a little amount of ganache. Okay, so the white chocolate ganache, I used about 400 grams of white chocolate to cover this cake, and this is a size 8 4 layers cake. For the crumb coat, I used 150 grams of dark chocolate, so you can figure that out. Okay, you can say even though it's premium, it's not that expensive. Just make sure you calculate, okay, so do your costing right. The price of chocolate ganache will never be the price of whipped cream, neither will it be the price of buttercream. But it's very affordable compared to fondant. So if you love fondant, you want to try practicing how to use chocolate ganache. If your clients don't mind, it's kind of, for me, it's a bit cheaper than using fondant for me, and then it's less stressful, unlike fondant cakes. Fondant cakes can be stressful sometimes, and the beautiful part of using chocolate ganache is that you can have a fondant design and still recreate it with chocolate ganache. Okay, you can add your fondant to your chocolate ganache, so if you have a fondant decoration, you can stick it to your ganache and it will be perfectly fine. So as a perfectionist, I'm not really a perfectionist per se, but I just like things to be done, slightly perfect, if I can say so. And that's why I just kept adding, just to make sure that when I scrape, it will be smooth. The best way to scrape when you're working with chocolate ganache is to make sure you're using a clean scraper at every point in time when you want to scrape. That just makes your work faster and easier, but I didn't have that time, so I couldn't clean my scraper back to back. But one quick tip I want to let you know is that when you're working with chocolate ganache, the one you're taking off, the one you're scraping off your cake, put it in another bowl. Don't mix it with the fresh ganache in the bowl that you're taking out of. I don't know if that makes sense or if you understand that. Guys, if this is your first time on this channel, you're highly welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you are our old-time OG, thank you so much. I love you so much. If you're still watching up to this point, thank you so much. As always, like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you'll be the first to be notified whenever I drop a new video. I'm going to be dropping videos back to back because I have so much videos that I've shot, and all I need to do is just put them on here for you all to enjoy. If you also have suggestions on videos that you'd like to see or what you want me to post, if you just have any requests for me, feel free to comment it and I'll try my best to shoot the video and put it up here for you guys. Let's get on with our chocolate ganache. One thing I want to also let you know is that if you've ever taken a chocolate ganache course, online course, physical class, whatever, if you do not practice, you will not be very good at covering cakes with chocolate ganache. It is very easy and it's quite fast, okay? So it's quite fast compared to fondant to me, I don't know. But if you haven't, been practicing, this is your reminder to get up on your feet, grab your chocolates, grab a cake to practice. Okay, do not be lazy about it. Don't procrastinate it. You can do it. This is what we have left from the 400 grams of chocolate that I used to cover this size 8 and 4 layers. I'm spinning it around for you to see all that beauty, and we still have a little left over in the bowl. Listen to the sound, guys. See how stable it is. And I haven't even popped it into the fridge at this point. It was already setting and getting firm, so I decided to use my offset spatula to take off the top part of it. Watch me do this, and I was just careful about this because if I pop it into the fridge, it might get too hard and I don't want to crack my chocolate ganache. But if you can, just pop it into the fridge for maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and once it's a little firm, make sure it's not rock solid. Once it's a little firm, for you to get a very clean cut, just bring it out and put your offset spatula, use your offset spatula to get a clean sharp edge. Now I'm just using my scraper to clean off the excess, or the excess at the side on my board. And now I added pink gel food color. I added a little bit, just a little bit, to tint this ganache, and I mix it well because I'm going to be putting it in my piping bag, and that is what I'm going to use to pipe on my cake. I'm going to use it to pipe the rosette, and I'm also going to use it to pipe the stars with my 1M tip. Yeah, so I used the bigger 1M tip. I'll try and check the name or the number on it, and I'm also mixing the yellow, and you see at the point where I'm going to add extra white chocolate ganache, you can see how firm it is. Yes, so I'm going to add it into the bowl. I didn't have time to remelt this slightly, but there's really no need because I'm actually going to be piping with it. So all I'll just do is mix it into that yellow that I first tinted. So I tinted it with a little bit of white chocolate ganache first, so that it can blend properly before adding more white chocolate ganache to tint it. And this is the quantity that I need. Once I'm done mixing all the shades, I'll be using pink, yellow, I'll be using purple and blue. Mixing it to make it fluffy and soft, and so that the colors are well, combined. I put it in my piping bags. I cut it open, and in another piping bag, I put in my big star tip. It's a big 1M tip, but if you don't have this, you can use the 1M tip. And now I'm inserting the on. It's dry, but you still want to insert it carefully. I'm adding the ears. Okay, the unicorn ears. I'm gonna put that now. You want to go ahead and check properly. Okay, once I place it and I'm sure that it's sitting properly, I'll go ahead and start piping. And you can see how this ganache is piping. It is firm. Just look at it. It is beautiful. It is firm. I mean, no one would even be able to tell that this is ganache. It just, looks like buttercream. After piping the pink where I wanted it, I removed that piping bag, the pink one, and I inserted the blue piping bag that had the blue ganache. Decided to pipe it. Okay, so you can pipe anyhow you like. This is me just trying to mix up the colors. I'm piping with the yellow right now. In my next video, I'm going to show you how I made the fondant unicorn on, and the ears, and even the eyelashes. It was pretty simple, and I think I showed 3 easy ways, that you can make your ons. And yeah, you would really love that video. And we also made, this unicorn cake in whipped cream frosting, so it will be hard for you to tell the difference. But yes, so one was a full white chocolate ganache unicorn cake, and the other was a whipped cream frosting unicorn cake, and they both look beautiful because they had the fondant on, and the ears, and even the eyelashes. And that eyelashes is actually the part that I enjoyed making, because that design, I don't know, I just thought of it, decided to try it out, and it came out perfect. So you don't want to miss that video. Okay, so I'll drop that after this. Now I'm done piping and everything looks beautiful. I want to place the eyelashes on the cake, and now I'm going to use my skewer, cut a little part of it, and then get my glue gun, press a little bit of glue on my fondant, and I would stick my skewer on it, as you can see me do here. You want to be gentle, don't push too hard on your fondant or on the eyelashes so that it won't break. Just be careful, it would get firm in no time. And the next thing I'm going to do after that is to paint it with my edible gold luster dust and edible spirits. Okay, so that's just what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to insert it carefully, carefully, emphasis on carefully. But I find this, easy when you want to add your fondant accent on your cakes, maybe on your whipped cream cakes or buttercream cakes, and you, especially whipped cream cakes, and you don't want it to fall off. You can use this method. Yes, you are welcome. Yes, this method works. It works. Okay, now that I've inserted it, it looks beautiful. I'm just gonna spin it to see the beauty that I created. I'm so happy I was able to pull this. I mean, this is chocolate ganache from the beginning of this cake to the end. And what do you guys think about this cake? If you enjoyed watching, please remember to like, subscribe, share this video, turn on your notifications so you'll be the first to be notified when next I post. And I'll see you in my next video. I love you guys. Bye. Mwah.